Man, oh man, oh man. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that everyone has been well. This is Black Dragon, and welcome to my podcast, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. And we're here in the Bat Cave doing our thing. What's up, Lady Ironhead and Ironheads? Good to see you guys. Always cool to have you guys like the first two people on my podcast or my live videos almost every time I do one. What's up, David Morrison? Got your text message. It's good to see you guys. Am I coming in loud and clear? Can everyone hear me? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever it is that you happen to be in the entire world. We send out salutations to you. And we hope that everybody's doing well. And thanks for the mic check, guys. Definitely appreciate that. My goodness, we are on the Dragon's Lair podcast, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, all of the places that you probably get your podcast from. You can check us out there and you'll probably find us. And if not, send us some information and we will try to get there. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us once again. And we try to do this every Saturday, or actually supposed to be doing this every Friday and every Mondays and Fridays. So I'm trying to get back on schedule, but sometimes we'll do this like on a Friday night or a Saturday night or something like that, just to keep everything moving here. Gee, you guys forgive me. I'm trying to work the board here as well as simulcast this. We're also broadcasting simultaneously on the YouTube channel, Black Dragon Biker TV, so that we get everybody, and that's really cool. Okay, I'm just about set up here. There we go. So, man, a lot of stuff happening tonight, and I got a letter today I wanted to talk to you guys about, and with this letter, you know, I always get emails and text messages. And with this letter, it was an interesting one. The guy calls me up and he says, or not calls me up, but sends me a message. And he says that he's got a brand new chapter and he wants to know, because his chapter, his original guys, never prospected. So it's an interesting thing that he wants to know about, and that is, how will he prospect? How would he prospect prospects? And his guys have never prospected, and he had some questions about that. So we're going to get to that in a second. Thanks, James Moran. Says I'm sounding great. Black Dragon, your soundproofing looks like something the Navy designed. Yeah, and there's more coming. I still have bass traps coming, and, you know, I'm learning a little bit about this sound stuff. If those of you guys have been watching me for a while, will remember my first soundproofing attempt was egg cartons, because I saw it on the that Hustle and Flow movie. They had egg cartons up, so I thought egg cartons worked, and I took a whole closet out of my room and I created an egg crate sound room. And to me it worked. I mean, the echo disappeared. Everybody was sending me text messages, that doesn't work. Hey, what's up, Merlin? Good to see you. So, you know, one thing I want to talk about for a minute was we found out that the Mongols won their 10-year-long battle with the law enforcement and the legal beagles, and they didn't win it without a fight, and they didn't win it without suffering from severe casualties, but they did win it. And so far, there can be more. And my next podcast coming, I'm going to be talking about what more there could be. And we're going to talk about some of the things that we as motorcycle clubs should be looking. I don't think this is over yet. I don't think that we've seen the last. There's a lot of personalities, a lot of egos involved, and these folks have been after the Mongols since Black Rain, which was over 10 years ago, where they had 4 people infiltrate their motorcycle club, 4 officers, and they arrested 77 people. And this court case is over 77 people, most of whom, if not all, have been gone from that club for years. And they lost. They lost the first part of that battle. They lost the first part of the battle that said, and they were classified this illegal criminal enterprise, but the penalty that was going to be added towards them was going to be a penalty of, we're taking your colors. And there's just so many First Amendment issues in that, and we're going to talk about that. I've got a whole YouTube video coming up about that, but there are so many issues. Mathis says it's a rainy night in Brazil. It's been raining here in Georgia like crazy. James Moran says understanding sound will be a lifelong study. Understanding sound is a lifelong study. But I hope I'm sounding, better. And we're working on it. I got some new mics coming, the Shure SM7B. I can't wait to get that sucker. And we're doing some new things. But this is an interesting thing we've been watching as it has unfolded. And, this was supposed to be the do or die. It was supposed to happen yesterday. What's up, Chris Hill down in Macon? It was supposed to happen yesterday. Or actually on the last day of February, which was 2 days ago. And we were going to see them walking around with the motorcycle club formerly known as on their vest, and that didn't happen. So, is that a victory for all motorcycle clubs? Some people say yes, some people say no, and we're definitely going to talk about it in our next podcast. I don't have a name for it but there's going to be a few more elements I'm going to talk about, and especially what's going on with motorcycle clubs and what we can look for. So that's going to be something that we will be talking about. But now back to the name or the title of this particular podcast and the subject of this podcast. And I had the young man, he's got a brand new motorcycle club. They're very pleased to have done everything by the book like they were supposed to do. They're very pleased to be an upstanding MC doing things the right way. And they say, Black Dragon, how on earth do we prospect our prospects, being that none of us have ever prospected? And that's interesting. And I would say to you, wow, it's not, I really, first of all, I applaud you for asking that question. I applaud you, because then some of the things they said, well, maybe we should all prospect each other first. And maybe we original guys should get into, by prospecting each other, then we can just kind of set up something so that we know what to do when we prospect these new guys coming in. And the purity of that, it's just beautiful. What's up, Broken Souls, Michigan? Good to see you guys. Just the purity of that, the desire to want to do the right thing, the desire to want to lead by example. I just think that's amazing. I'm just so pleased at having been asked that set of questions. That having been asked that, well, what do we do about that? And I think I have some answers for you, but I just want to say that I'm already proud of you guys. I'm already pleased with you guys. I think you're going to be fine. I think you'd be fine without me even saying a word. M318 Boss, good evening, sir. So, Matthew Rodriguez said, it's good to hear this subject from a guy who prospected for 5 years. I did. It was a long time. What's up, Swoop? High Desert Deuces MC. Good to see you guys out there in the high desert. Peak Panther Street Jumpers MC, Columbus, Mississippi. Good evening to Texas. David Thomas out there. Garrett Thomas. I'm not sure I said that right. It's good to have you guys all aboard checking in. So, first of all, I don't think it's necessary for you to be particularly worried that you didn't prospect and now you've got to prospect prospects. Because I'm going to point out a few things to you here. And follow me here, walk with me to the corner, and kind of get where I'm coming from. Kind of feel my vibe, and perhaps maybe you'll agree with me. Much love, honor, and respect from Ocas MC. Thank you for what you do, sir. Thank you, guys. Thanks for sticking out. Mr. Free, what's up, folks? Good to talk to you, Mr. Free. Good to see you guys. So check this out. What is prospecting for? It's interesting that you would ask me, well, should we prospect ourselves before we prospect somebody else? Because a lot of times I think what you don't understand, especially as a young motorcycle club, and I love that question. I love where it comes from. I love the heart of it. But there's also a lack of understanding here, and we're going to talk about it. YouTube has stopped. What the? I hate that. Every now and then the computer just does its own thing. Hope you guys see me. I got him buffering. I hate that when that happens. I'm back. So anyway, you guys, oh, by the way, if you guys want to catch this later, if it starts buffering and acting a fool, if you want to get the whole thing, just go on over to Spreaker.com, where the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is podcast from, because this is really my podcast, and it is not, we just simulcast it on YouTube, but this is really the podcast, so you can definitely go over there to any of your podcast places and get the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. So anyway, we're going to move back, now that we're back up. I hope everybody can see me. So, the idea here about prospecting, the reason you would ask that question is because there is some, I'm sure there's some, lack of understanding, if lack of a better word, there's some lack of understanding about what prospecting really is. And what prospecting really is what it's really for. Once you kind of figure out what prospecting is for, you'll understand why you really don't have to worry about it so bad. You'll understand why you really it's not really that big of a deal. That you prospect. It's not really that big of a deal because what your prospecting program should provide will all be covered, and you'll understand what it all means. So let me kind of go to it like I do. What's up, Samurai MC? Good to see you guys. So let me kind of just go through it like I do. Red Deer MC in Alberta. Good to see you guys. So prospecting is see, a motorcycle club is not a fraternity. Prospecting is not plebing. It's not pledging. It's not a fraternity. It's actually, there's a bigger design than that. A prospecting period is designed to build a good motorcycle club citizen. What's up, Mama Ro? And when you build a good motorcycle club citizen, then your program has been successful. So what is a good motorcycle club citizen? Good motorcycle club citizen is someone who knows the history of the motorcycle club, somebody who knows the protocols, the traditions, even if you're brand new and you're just now putting traditions together. The good tenets of a good prospecting system is to have the prospects know what the brotherhood's about, what the mission of the motorcycle club is about, what what ways we're going to go to make things happen, what is expected of you, what is the language of the club, what is the way the club moves, how does the club ride, what are the responsibilities. These are the things that a prospecting period are designed to teach. And so if you were the original brothers who put the club together, that was your prospecting period. You have prospected. You have learned these things. Not only have you prospected and learned these things, you have put together a brotherhood, a family. You are the founding fathers. You're the elders. You're the ones we're going to be talking about, like we talk about the original 7 founding fathers of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. Get a little drink here. And one day, they'll be talking about you. One day, 45 years from now, you'll be the one. They'll be wondering what you were thinking about. They'll be wondering about what you were. They'll be wondering about who you were. They'll be wondering about what was on your mind. The original 7 founding fathers of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation could never know that motorcycle club of theirs that they started would be a nationwide motorcycle. They didn't start a nationwide motorcycle club. They started a chapter of brothers hanging out on the corner, loving each other and loving riding motorcycles. What's up, Jim Wilson? Excuse me. And so most of them are dead. They have no idea what the Black Sabbath became. I hope they would be proud. They might not be. They might say, man, we never meant for all of this to what the heck is this? So as founding fathers, you need to be writing down like motorcycle clubs in the old days. We never wrote that stuff down. So you're setting forward the motion in which you want everything to go. You have prospected. You prospected when you approached those dominants to get your club up and running. You prospected when you sat down with the COC or whomever. When you went through those very intimidating sessions to get your club up and running, you prospected. You didn't wash anybody's bikes. That's not what prospecting is about. That happens. But prospecting ain't about how many bikes you wash. You don't have to worry about qualifying yourself. What you have to worry about is creating a decent prospecting program. Never eat peanuts before you podcast, because the pieces get stuck in your throat. Just note to self and any would-be new podcasters out there. Not peanuts. You don't eat peanuts. Bad move. What's up, Roscoe Coltrane? Good to have you. Cut of the Killer Clown is out. Take care. So, I thought it was neat. I thought it was a neat question, but I wanted to I wanted to get for you guys. I wanted to get you more into the idea of what prospecting is really all about. So the worry, I love it. I mean, I kind of like where the guys are coming from. Like, they want to be qualified. They want to be good in what they're doing. But still, as a new club, there's stuff to learn. You're teaching culture. You're teaching safety. You're teaching how to ride in the pack. Some of these things you might not know yourself. You'll be, one of the things, and you guys don't know this, but I am a certified teacher. I do have a degree in education. I've taught many places. I was a professor at Coleman College, an adjunct professor at Coleman College in San Diego, California. I was a Navy Master Training Specialist. I've taught all over the world. Run classes all over the world, taught in colleges, taught in night school. I kind of have a very professional training in teaching. Southern Illinois University at Carbondale is where I got my degree in workforce education. And vocational education with a specialization in training development and education. And the reason I tell you that, the reason I drop all that on you, all those qualifiers, is because no matter what I've taught, from karate to computer science, no matter what I've taught, I have always learned more from the teaching than I knew when I went in. Interesting. Teaching motorcycle club protocol on a YouTube channel, I learned more about what I didn't know than ever was I able to say that I knew. There was so much I didn't know when I started this channel 3 years ago, and I still don't know. I mean, I always tell everybody, I am not the end all be all. Take what I say and measure it up against things that you see in your own motorcycle club, and ask people you know, and get several opinions and then form your ideas. Nobody just knows everything. And the reason I bring this to you like this is because you're going to learn more probably from attempting to teach the prospects than you ever thought you didn't know. You're going to be like, and you're going to also surprise yourself, man, I didn't know I knew that. And man, I don't know that. I have to get back to you while I find out what the heck it is I'm supposed to be talking about. Somebody said, do you think it's a good idea to go to a COC meeting as a hang around with the club I'm intending to patch with? If they invite you, go. Go wherever they invite you. And as a hang around, you're supposed to be acting like a prospect and being seen and not heard and keeping your mouth shut and write your questions down and ask your sponsor later. Somebody said they finally caught me live. Good evening to you. I guess that's a surprise to folks because I don't publish a schedule, and I'm getting ready to change that. I am going to post my schedule, and you guys are going to help me stick to it. Never really been very good at that, but I'm going to make that commitment to you guys as I have expanded myself, and I got some really cool things to show you guys pretty soon. Some things about what your support of this channel has done for it. So, somebody said, and you learn as long as you live. So, the neat thing I like about you guys that you want to be good prospect sponsors, and you want to qualify yourself in order to teach them, but you don't have to do that by prospecting each other. It's not the act of prospecting. It is what the prospect program is teaching. It's what does a prospect bring to your motorcycle club after the prospecting is finished? And they are voted in and now a full patch brother. If they never ride their motorcycle and you never see them, and the day after they got done prospecting was the last time you saw them in 6 months, your program failed. You get a big F on your program. If your prospects don't know how to ride in a pack after the prospecting period is over, then it really wouldn't matter if you guys prospected yourself or not. Your prospecting process has failed. You get a big PF, prospect process failed, PPF. If your prospects don't know the history of the patch that they're wearing, what does the patch that they're wearing stand for? Then your prospecting period has failed. Your prospecting process, your prospecting program, it has failed. Someone said, thank you. I'm going to go to the meeting, and I'm good at being seen and not heard. I was in the military. Yes, I think all of us that were in the military are good at being seen and not heard. I know that I surely am. So, guys, I want you to sit back and determine what your prospecting program will be, new motorcycle club, and put it together. To that question that someone asked me, I am retired. That's my status. My respect from Brazil. Please say hi to Fabio Assunção. Boy, did I mess that up? Fabio Assunção. Assunção. Assunsun. Assunção? Assunção. Hi, Fabio Assunção. How are you? So, I like that. I like what they were talking about. I like the fact that they want to do things right. I like the fact that they want to be right. I like the fact that they want to be super qualified. I like the fact that they don't want to ask their prospects to do something that they themselves have not done. It sounds like to me you guys are on your way to being an excellent motorcycle club. Keep up the damn good work. And keep striving to be deserving of the brotherhood. Keep striving to be deserving of the family. Keep striving to have the respect of those that are coming along behind you. It doesn't matter if you just got started. All our motorcycle clubs just got started once upon a time. None of us dropped off here as a 50-year-old motorcycle club. It just didn't happen. We didn't just drop off on the earth born. It took some time. Took some time to get to this level. And you guys will be there. And take my word for it, having been in my club for 30-some years, 30 years almost, 30, 31 years, something like that. Having been around my motorcycle club since the 80s, that time goes like that. That time goes like that. You look around 25, 30 years, just gone. And then you're old. Where did it all go? So fast. Somebody says another Brazilian in the chat. Watch out for us. I thought that was you. So, yeah. Prospecting the prospects and you have never prospected before requires in you hard work to put together a program and an idea of what it is that you're supposed to be teaching. And it might be hard to know if you have never prospected before. But what you're not trying to teach is blind, totalitarian, dumb stuff. I've seen people make prospects do push-ups and all that kind of stuff. And, I mean, if that's your club's, get down. But what I want more than any of that is I want good motorcycle club citizens when the prospectship is done. I want them to know what the hell they're doing and what their expectations are. If you've got a guy who doesn't know the bylaws after he crosses over, your prospecting process failed. If you have a guy that doesn't know the responsibilities of each office and doesn't know what each officer does, your prospecting process failed. So, think about that, my good friends. Think about that as you are taking your new motorcycle club and trying to determine what it shall be. If you have a prospect that doesn't know the mission of the club, after he has finished his prospect, he's a full patch brother, and he doesn't know the mission of the club, your prospecting process has failed. Yeah, it has. So what you gonna do about that? Speaking of Michigan, we have a trip up to Michigan in, is it June? And you guys can see that on my page, on my channel, Black Dragon Biker TV on YouTube. We're riding up there to Abate to hang out with Abate at a campground up there. I'm riding a motorcycle. Anyone who wants to ride with me and meet me, I'll be riding from Atlanta on up there. Yes, it's in June. Thank you. With Hollywood. Thank you, Ironhead. And also, Ironhead, tell me where it's at so I can put that out now. So we're going to be riding up there in June. And I'm going to be riding, and I'm going to post within the next few days. I'm going to post my route, so you guys can join me on the route up there. I don't know if, I'm used to doing like 1,000 miles a day, but I guess maybe not everybody is going to ride like that, so maybe we'll stop somewhere in between. And we're just going to have a blast while we go up to a bait. And everybody is going to hopefully join a bait. Everybody hopefully will join a bait, and everybody will hopefully, because you know what a bait does. A bait does biker rights. That's what they do for us. So we're going to go up there and hang out with them, and we're going to party, and there are going to be speakers and stuff, and we're going to find out what we do, what they have for us, and how they lobby for us and our rights. And we're going to be with them. We're going to be together, working towards something great. And we're going to have a blast. We're going to be on the highway. We're going to be on the road, riding motorcycles. What? And Hollywood James Massacari is going to be up there from Insane Throttle. You're going to get to meet him and shake his hand and stuff. And, there's going to be cute girls up there and stuff. Biker stuff. This is going to be biker SHIT. You guys know I try not to, to curse on this. What's up, Alex1725? So we're going to be doing biker stuff, man, on the highway. And we're going to have a blast. So if you want to ride up there with me, be prepared for June. We're riding to Michigan. This is going to be like the first ever, subscriber run. I see people do it all the time. Like, one of my favorites is Snooge. You guys watch Snooge? He's so cool. I want 500,000 subscribers like he has. June 7th, 8th, and 9th in Sturgeon Valley Campground in Wolverine, Michigan. So I'll be riding up there. It's going to be June 7th, 8th, and 9th, so I imagine I'll be riding up June 6th or 7th, and maybe we'll stay overnight somewhere. I personally like the 1,000 miles a day. And anyone who rides with me and gets their 1,000 miles will get a Black Sabbath 1,000-mile patch and the 1,000-mile bull's horn. And for those who do 1,000 miles in 24 hours, you'll get the Black Sabbath 1K in a day patch, which is really cool. They won't be free. You'll have to pay for them, but you'll have the patch. And the road captain will certify you. It'll be kind of cool. So we're going to do that. We're going to have a blast doing that. June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Wow. It's going to be so much fun. And maybe we'll do it like we used to in the old days. I don't know if you guys... Well, we're going to a campground, so I won't do that. I won't make you camp out on the way up there. Lay on the side of the road like we used to do in the old days. Sleep under your motorcycle. That's that real biker thing right there. Abate kept it to a limited law in the Lone Star State. Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Hey, Black Dragon, how are you feeling this evening? I'm feeling good, Z Savage. It's good to have you guys on. So we're going to be doing that. I want to tell you guys, please go over to my podcast and subscribe. We are officially hosted on Spreaker.com. This is the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. Go on over there. Check us out. Hang out with us. You can also get us on Spotify and Stitcher and Spreaker and, oh my goodness, all these other things. iTunes. We're trying to be on everything. And so many of you guys have sent me new platforms, and every time you send me a new platform, I try to get on it. Not on iHeartRadio yet. I don't know what's going on with that, but it said it might take 8 to 10 weeks or something crazy like that. for your podcast to finally show up. But we will be there. And also, I want you guys to go to bikerliberty.com. That's my news station. Bikerliberty.com is just like, well, not just like, but very much like Insane Throttles over at harleyliberty.com. And bikerliberty.com is our news channel. Well, that's our newspaper, online newspaper, where we have all these incredible stories about everything that's happening in the biker world that we can think of, and even more. We're covering more and more and more things. Just biker TV, biker news, biker. That's what we're doing over there. Bikerliberty.com. Go over there and like it. You can find me on Facebook, Black Dragon Biker. Go like my Facebook page, please. I've only got like maybe 1,500 people on there. I want more. Go to my Instagram, Black Dragon Biker Press, and like the Instagram. Go to my Twitter, which actually is my name, J Bunch II, stands for John Bunch II, J Bunch II. Go over there to Twitter and like my Twitter page, my Instagram page, Black Dragon Biker Press, my Facebook page, Black Dragon Biker, and you will have, and Black Dragon Black Dragon Biker TV on YouTube, which you guys are on now, and you guys will have like my social media circle. And then my new channel, you have to go to YouTube channel, Think Tactical, where we are preppering, man. We're being preppers. We're getting ready for the end of time, where we fight the zombies or whomever. We ain't just the Whistling Dixie over there. I got Bob, the Eclipse Robertson, and Coach Myron Petro. These guys are survivalists. You know, they whittle up deer and stuff and make jerky, this kind of stuff. Myron's a master armorer, Eagle Scout, all these things. And Eclipse Coleman, 6'6" monster. This guy is a ham radio expert, survivalist expert. These guys are the real McCoy. I'm hanging out with them, and we are discussing stuff that's good for your survival, just in case. And I want you guys to come on over there. Check us out. Think Tactical on YouTube, ThinkTacticalNews.com, and on Spreaker.com, the podcast, Think Tactical. So we're doing some other things, and we want you guys to come and hang out with us. And, of course, we did this thing on bug-out bags. I want you guys to see my bug-out bag. I had a bug-out bag, and I checked my bug-out bag against the survivalists' bug-out bags, and my bug-out bag was in there, baby. So, so you know, my survivalism is you know, I'm on par when it comes to the bug-out bag. So we're going to do more. And we're going to talk about all kinds of things, from women's self-defense to what women need to do. We're protecting our families with this one. Hope you guys like that. What's up, Mad Dog? Good to see you. Greg McPhee said, just kicking back and just saw Black Dragon was on live. Yes, I'm on here, and it's good to have you guys. So that's what we got coming. That's what we're doing out there. And, of course, if you have any questions, now's the time to type them in. So, you know, prospecting when you haven't prospected someone is something that happens when you're going to prospect someone you've never prospected before. That's something that happens to new clubs. A new club starts up. There's an original 9, original 7, original 5. You're the original guys. To me, your prospecting is putting together the club in the first place. That's the prospectship, putting together the club, making the club work, getting past all the humps and the hassles and all the things that the dominant motorcycle clubs are putting people through these days. You got through that. You got the motorcycle club established. It's sitting there. It's blessed. Ain't nobody messing with you. You don't have to look. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You're riding free. Somebody did that. Somebody was responsible for that. That was you. And you created the culture by which the motorcycle club will always be known. You created the culture. So now teach it with your head up high. Teach the culture with your head up high and your chest poked out. You are the originals. You are the godfathers. Bro, it will all stem from what you do this time forward. So when you're the one setting up the traditions, you're the one coming up with what the prospects must do. If you say they must ride 1,000 miles, it doesn't matter whether you rode 1,000 miles or not. That's what they must do to get into your thing. That's what they must do to get into what you got going on. They want to come into your thing, baby. So make them do what they got to do to get it. Like you had to do what you had to do to get it. So that's my 2 cents. Leave yours in the comments below. Leave yours over at the podcast, Think Tactical, or rather, the podcast, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. Let us know what you think. I'm sure there are a lot of people that disagree with me, but this is what I feel. This is how I did it. The original 7 of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation did not prospect. But whatever the Father, Paul Pep Perry, tells me to do, I make sure it happens because my respect for the OG is unfathomable. Unfathomable. Something like that. So, you created this legacy. Now you create the rules by which it must operate and pass it down to the prospects. My books, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, the Sergeant at Arms Bible, and the Public Relations Officer's Bible are all available to you at Amazon.com and on Kindle. So, without any further ado, I shall let you guys go for the evening. I must tell you that it's just such a pleasure to sit and chat with you. And if you want to hear this again, go over to the podcast, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos, hosted on Spreaker, but available on dozens of platforms. The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. And check me out. Thanks for tuning in. And get skinny!